Hey everyone, this is Ahi from Ahiverse and welcome to Warehouse of Dreams episode 18. Um, it's been a long time. Not as long as my previous hiatus, but it's been a long time. And I kind of did decide to do consecutive weeks, but life happens and there's some things that are out of your control. And as always, you have to take a take an L essentially. I don't know. So last week I had some points to talk about, and I'm going to talk about that this week too. I carried over to this week, so I'm catch up on the weeks. I don't remember exactly what was happening the past weeks. One thing I can say for sure is I kind of relapsed in some of my routines. By that I mean mental health was not really that great the past few weeks. 1 week or two, couple of weeks, I guess. Just a couple. So I had to adjust my routine accordingly, and I had to take a break from everything. And when you have mental health issues, especially like depression or something, you have like very low energy to function, and it really bugs me a lot because I have a lot of projects planned and scheduled, and it just hurts a lot because I cannot do any of them now. So I had to accept the fact that I'm currently unwell and then take a break. I took like 1 day or 2 days break, like complete proper break. Before that I was just like, I don't want to take a break, but I'm trying very hard, but nothing is happening. So yeah, it reduced my mental psyche even more, and then it made me angrier even more and stuff. So I took a break, and after the break I feel a lot better and definitely have more energy. Now, I don't know if the energy thing is correlating to the weather or not. At some point, I can say like 50 to 60%. It definitely depends on the weather, how much energy I have. If it's too hot outside, I'm dying. It's really frustrating to have so much heat in the atmosphere. But on the flip side, I guess, is that how the saying goes? I don't know. On the bright side, it's a good thing is that here where I'm currently at, it's humid, so at least I'm sweating, which is a good thing than the temperature being dry and hot. I hate hot and dry temperatures. It's insane. I feel like I'm suffocated and I'm just gonna be like toasted instead of boiling. Both are terrible, but for my personally, I feel comforted knowing that there is humidity around here. At least humidity can make, at least when I sweat, when the fan hits, you can feel a little bit cool, instead of like as opposed to you have dry temperatures. It's like, nah, no matter how much you have to put AC and still you feel like you're getting toasted. So that's one thing. And this is something which I had to say. In episode 17, I was jinxing the weather, and it worked. That night, after I recorded the podcast, it rained. It's insane. I like it. Whenever I jinx the weather, it rains. Or what the opposite happens. If I'm jinxing the rain, it clears up. So I feel like it's amazing that I can just do that. I'm just joking. Come on, guys. I'm not serious about this. It's just a joke. Do I have to specify that? I think I have to. I'm already speaking for 5 minutes now. Almost 5 minutes, and my throat hurts. This weather is terrible. What do I say, man? About the projects. How many projects? Let's say there was 2 mixtapes. Okay, the first mixtape was supposed to come out in September last week, but didn't happen because life, I guess. And then in November, we had like the puppies, so we had to take care of them. And even now, around 20, now it's just 20 to 30% of my time goes to taking care of them. But in November and December, it was almost 70%, 80%. And in February too, because one of my puppies got sick, right? I did tell about this, I think. Yeah, he got infected by a parvovirus, so I had to take care of him almost entirely. So my time was fully invested in that. But now they're all well, and we don't have to take care of them as much because they're kind of older, so kind of white. They're very dumb. Okay, they're dogs. Dogs are very dumb in general. But I really wish that they were as smart as humans and would help us in our chores. Like imagine the world when your dogs can clean your house. I really wish my dogs were smart enough to help us with the chores, like watering the plants. Oh my god, what I'm thinking. Or bringing stuff from the grocery store. Or cleaning up the dead leaves. I really wish dogs could do that. I wish at least that my dog could do that. It would be so amazing. Oh my god, that's so funny. Imagine dogs actually doing those things. I mean, there's some very smart dogs on the internet. I've seen them, okay? They're very smart, but why are my dogs not like that? They're very dumb. My dogs are very dumb. So, I think one is kind of like, doesn't have a proper eyesight. One of the puppies. Anyway, they're very fun. They're very energetic. They always want to play. And luckily there are other dogs in the area, so they play with them. And we don't have the burden to play with them all the time. And the mother is also here, so it's a good family of dogs, I guess. And on the last episode, I mispronounced dairy as diary, and it's kind of like it's a stupid mistake. Obviously, all mistakes are kind of stupid, right? It's like in a, what do you call it? In a redundant to say stupid mistake. I feel, yeah, it is the correct word usage I did right now. And I think, I'm not sure though. So I was saying like dairy milk, it should be dairy milk. I said it like dairy milk because it's what I used to say as a kid, when you know English words and stuff, you learn English and stuff, but you have never heard how it is pronounced by someone else or how it is actually pronounced in the world. You have a pronunciation in your mind. So for like fevistick, if I never knew it was called as like fevistick, I would like fevistick something, I could pronounce like that in my mind, and then it becomes my headcanon, right? And when I say that in front of other people, and they were like, what the hell is wrong with this person? Like, how can you ever pronounce it as like fevistick, right? It's that stupid. So that's what happened. Growing up, I always say like dairy milk, and it stuck with me in my brain. So that's why I said it. It's slip of a tongue. Even before I started the podcast, I was like, it's not dairy milk, it's dairy milk, it's dairy. Dairy is dairy. So I had to keep reminding myself, but I still ended up doing the mistake. I don't care. It is what it is. At the end of the day. Did I talk about the mixtape? Oh my god. I just realized. I started talking about the first mixtape, and then I ended up on the dogs thing. Okay, that sounds wrong. I mean, the dogs topics, right? Yeah, so what was I saying about, first mixtape was supposed to come out in September according to my planning, but did not happen. The artwork for each song or tracks was completed by November, like half of November. I could have completed my mixtape, right? If I could, like, if I sit down and make song, I can actually make one track in one session. I could do that. I did that last year. I did definitely do that. I still know I can do that, but it's not going to be the great track. It's going to be shit, I know. But it's I don't know why I just cannot for some reason, sit down and make music like before. It's not like I used to do it a lot before, but now it's especially harder. I think one is this frequent or infrequent, however you want to call it, or the random power cuts that we have here. And it's not like everywhere, it's just my area for some reason. It just goes away and then comes back in like 1 minute or so. It's so annoying, and it goes like 10 times a day. It's very annoying. And the problem is that my I have the MIDI keyboard, right? It's connected with my laptop, and when the power goes away, the keyboard shuts down because it runs on electricity basically. Then I have to restart my software after the power comes back. So it's super annoying. And this type of work, be it drawing or be it making music, I need at least 1 to 2 hours uninterrupted in peace. And in that flow, once I get in the flow, if the flow breaks, I get so annoyed. I think that's one of the reasons why I have not sit down and just made music. I could easily make that entire mixtape in one day if I could, but for some reason I cannot. It's so stupid for me to say things like this. But yeah, there are interruptions every now and then, especially in November and December. I told you the dogs thing. Because of them, I had to stop my work quite a lot, and it annoyed me so much. Then I stopped doing the work together because I was anticipating a call anytime now. So we're like, oh, I'm gonna get interrupted now, so I'm waiting for that. So I just did not do my work. Instead, I was just waiting for the call or something. So that was one thing that annoyed me so much. And yeah, the second mixtape was already kind of like was going to be released track by track, starting from February. There was one in February, there was supposed to be one in March, and the next is like later of the year, but I was not able to complete it. Today is March 15th. I am behind the second track from the second mixtape by 6 days. I'm just 6 days late. Okay, fine. I have to still make the artwork for that, but the first track itself, I have to complete the artwork. I have to complete the music. So that's where the mixtape is at. And what I really hate is when I have like so many projects ongoing and working on it, then I suddenly get a new idea and then I have to work on that too. And why do I keep the deadlines so tight? I hate it. So I'm the worst self-employed boss. So that's what I'm saying. Oh my god, it's really. And about my routine before the mental health issue break that I had to take, I was really building up my routine in a very good way. I was kind of exercising daily. That's like warm up, at least that's where I am at right now. But even that was amazing for me. That's a huge achievement, like being consistent in that and stuff like that. But because of the break, I had to take mental health issues. I had to take a break, and it's kind of broken. The routine is kind of broken. It's not even 21 days, so I have to build up again. But it's okay. That's the fun of life. That's fun of being human being, is that even if you fail or even if you just fall back, it's okay, because you can always start again. Yeah, of course it takes there's a lot of other factors too, but generally speaking, you can always start again, and you can always build up new habits. Oh yeah, about habits, I had stopped learning Korean and Japanese. The last time I talked about it, that is like back in September, October or something. That's when I last learned it. Or November, I don't know. I just started again. I did kind of start. The problem with it is that I forget the characters in Japanese if I don't keep practicing. But I still remember a bit. There's some confusion that happens. But yeah, one of the easiest alphabet to learn is Korean, by the way. It's so easy. If you just spend like 5 minutes, 5 minutes is overly exaggerated. But I can say safely, if you just spend 10 to 20 minutes on the alphabet, it's very easy. You will remember it very quickly. This is one of my favorite alphabet systems from all over the world. In terms of like syllables, I love the Japanese syllables a lot. But writing system, alphabets, hiragana, katakana, great. But kanji, I've not started kanji. I mean, I don't know if I can start kanji in like 1 year or 2 years. I should be consistent in learning. Yeah, I should be consistent in learning languages. It helps with your brain. It's a great exercise for your brain and stuff. One great exercise that I've been doing is brushing my teeth with my non-dominant hand. I have been brushing my teeth with my right hand for the past, what is my age? 23, 24 years. Yes, that's my age. I'm that much old. Oh my god. I'm old as Google. Okay? Yeah. That's what am I saying? Yeah, so with my right hand. So my left hand did not have enough practice. But I started brushing my teeth with my left hand since February or January, half of January, I guess. And it's not that difficult. It's very easy. I mean, I kind of have an ambidextrous, dominance. What do we call that? I'm kind of ambidextrous, so it's not that difficult for me, for my left hand, which is typically a non-dominant hand, right, to pick up things. But at the same time, my right hand, if you're comparing your comparing your non-dominant hand with your dominant hand, it's so, I don't know why I find this concept so weird. Like, naturally some people are ambidextrous, that's there, and if I was allowed to develop both of my hands to write or draw, would I be by now at this age, would I have been good at it? Kind of, but there's a kind of thing like I saw a video or something, or read somewhere that one hand, one hand specializing at some task is very efficient than your both your hands being good at it. It's kind of like jack of all trades but master of none kind of thing, but in hand kind of terminology. So you're dominant. So I feel like, so the other question is my dominant hand dominant by nature, or is it just dominant because I practiced a lot with it? I started writing with my right hand when I was a kid. It looked like terrible handwriting, but at the same time, instead of my right hand, if I use my left hand to write, so now I would be like left-handed person or something like that. But the thing is, yeah, that's why when you write with the left hand, it looks like a toddler writing, because you don't have enough experience in writing with your left hand. But if you keep practicing, you will, or may, I don't know, might reach the same proficiency as your right hand, in the handwriting at least. And sometimes my left hand handwriting is better than my right hand, so that's there. I cannot draw with my left hand as much. Circles are very difficult though. Circles are very difficult. There's no smoothness in curves and circles, but for right hand it's so smooth, and I hate it. That's why A, O, G, and all D, all the alphabet, all the letters with circular curves is difficult to write. It looks terrible. So that's the thing. But in some what do you call it, some tools, while using some tools and stuff, I tend to do it better if I'm, for example, is it welding? No. If you're, for example, if I'm taking like a cutter, if you have to saw something, if you're learning it for the first time, and when I did it with my right hand, it was okay, but when I did it with my left hand, it was so good. It was overpowered for some reason. I don't know. Another thing about this is that when you're doing your main activity, like writing with your left hand, like non-dominant hand, you kind of fail a lot because your dominant hand is not that good at being a good support. Like a non-dominant hand is a great support to your dominant hand, but the dominant hand is very bad at supporting your the other hand. So for in my case, my right hand is, if you hit right with the right hand, and my left hand is great support. It catches the pages properly, so I can write properly. But when I write with my right hand is just insanely terrible at keeping the page straight. And I feel like more than the activity, the main activity itself, the dominant hand is terrible at being a good support. So that's one thing. I'm repeating myself a lot in this, I know. But anyway, that's something which I was thinking about, like, are we really like by nature like this? I mean, there's benefit to it that, yeah, you become more efficient, and yeah, there's stuff like that. I don't know. I just feel like I would like to be a master of all trades, you know, for some reason. I think it's the perfectionism talking. Oh my god. I think that's it for this week. My throat is drying up. It's hurting like hell. I need to drink water. So it's a great time to tell, if you haven't drunk water, drink water, or just be, well hydrated. Don't forget to eat healthy, or if possible, try to eat healthier. And if it's colder, just wear warm clothes, I guess. If it's hot, I don't know. We'll pray for each other, I guess. That's all for this week. And for the ending, the outro. Thank you for your existence, you amazing being. You're always welcome to the warehouse of dreams. Bye, guys.